Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear students, today I am going to start with the second exercise of mathematics real numbers, that is chapter 8. So before starting with the chapter, I would like you to explain some of the important points. So the first one is in yesterday's video I had explained you regarding the first exercise and the definitions relating to the first exercise. So today we will be learning the second exercise and the main concepts which will be used in a second exercise. So prime numbers are the numbers which cannot be divided by any number. So prime numbers are such numbers which cannot be divided by any number, but it will be divided by itself, one or itself. So there are some examples for prime numbers, that is 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23. And there are many more. Just I have given you some examples. As you all have observed, 5 will not come in any table except 1 5s are 5 and 5 1s are 5. Along with 11. 11 1s are 11, yeah, 1 11s are 11. It will be in only one table and its table itself. So this is the meaning of prime number. Now let's learn what is composite number. Composite numbers are the numbers which can be divided at least one of the numbers other than 1 and itself is known as composite number. So composite number means it will be divided by other numbers also, except as in the prime number I have told you it will be dividing by 1 and itself, right? So it will be in composite number will be divided rather than 1, there will be another table in which that number will be divided. I hope you all have understood these two concepts. Now I would like you to explain what is prime factorization of composite numbers. Prime factorization of composite numbers. So prime factorization of composite numbers means each composite number as a product of all possible prime numbers is known as prime factorization of that composite number. So the composite number which will be having in the specific composite number, it will be a product of possible prime numbers. What all prime numbers will be possible, which will be possible for that number. So it will be product. Product means multiplied. It will be multiplied. It is known as prime factorization of composite numbers. So now let's learn the meaning of fundamental theorem of arithmetic. So fundamental theorem of arithmetic means every composite number can be expressed as product of primes. So the composite number, each composite number, it can be expressed in such a way that it will be a product of primes. Prime numbers, primes in the sense prime numbers. And the factorization and the process, that the factorization process, it is a unique process except the order in which the prime factors are written. So it is a unique process, but it except what it is exception, it has an exception of the order in which the prime factors will be written. So there are some applications where fundamental theorem of arithmetic, so there are some applications regarding it. We can find HCF of 2 or more numbers. Same LCM also we can find for 2 or more numbers. Suppose if A and B are two distinct numbers, means two different numbers, and their HCF is H and LCM is L denotion. So then A into B is equal to H into L. You have to find out in this way. If A and B is given, you have to find out the H into L. I hope you have understood this. So now let's begin our exercise, that is exercise 8.2. In the first main, they had asked us to solve, express each number. They have given each number, specific numbers they have given over here. We have to express this each number as a product of prime factors. So we have to get the answer as the product of prime factors. So let's start solving. First one is 140. So what 140 is, we will write down it here. We have to find out the product of it, right? Product in the sense multiplication. So first let us take it, we will start it from two tables. 2 sevens are 14, 0 as it is. 2 threes are 6, 7 minus 6 is 1 and it will become 10. So 2 fives are 10, 5 sevens are 35, 7 ones are 7. 140 is equal to, so 2 here it is twice, so we will write as 2 raised to 2 into 5 into 7. That's all. The sum is very simple. So next sum is 156. 2 sevens are 14. 15 minus 14 is 1, so it turns to 16. 2 eights are 16. 2 threes are 6. 7 minus 6 is 1. 1 and 8 is 18. 2 nines are 18. So now it will be divided by 3 table. 3 ones are 3. 3 threes are 9. 13 is not divisible as it is a prime number. It will divide by itself. So 13 ones are 13. So 156 is equal to, as I told in the previous sum, if 2 or any number is twice, you will write it as 2 raised to 2. 3 is ones and 13 is ones. No need of writing it 1 1, because if nothing is there, we will consider it as 1 itself. Next question, it is 3825. 3825. So let's start it by 3 table itself. You can you might ask me a question, if ending is 5, you told in the previous videos, classes and all that 5 means you can take from 5 table. See, you have to start with the least of the least table. You have to go step by step. First 2, 3, 4. As the number goes on, you have to find out the table, or then you can find cancel it by its prime number itself. So now let's come back to the sum. 3 ones are 3. 3 twos are 6. 8 minus 6 is 2. So 2 it will remain. So 22. 3 sevens are 21. 1 will remain. 3 fives are 15. Again this will divide by 3 itself. 3 fours are 12. 3 twos are 6. Now 15 will remain. 7 minus 6 is 1. 15. 3 fives are 15. 5 eights are 40. 5 fives are 25. 17 ones are 17. So what will happen is 3825 is equal to 3 is twice and 5 is also twice and 17 is 1. So we will write it as it is. I hope the video is clear to you all. Okay, next sum. 5005. So how we will do this is, so 5005, 2 table, 3 table, 4 table, it won't go. Directly we have taken from 5 ones are 5. Zeros as it is, again 5 ones are 5. Now it will not be divided by 2 or 3 anything, will directly go to 7. 7 ones are 7. 10 minus 7 is 3. 3 and 0 will remain. 30. 7 fours are 28. So 21 will remain. 7 threes are 21. Now this will be divided by 11. 11 ones are 11. 3 will remain. 11 threes are 33. 13 ones are 13. So 5005 is equal to 5 into 7 into 11 into 13. Here the number has not been repeated, so we have written it once itself. I hope that part is clear for you all. Next question is 7429. So as on we have gone seeing by 2, 3, 4 and all continue. We continue with the tables. We have got it as 17. 17 fours-a. 17 fours-a is 68. Again 17 threes-a, 51. 17 sevens-a. What is 17 sevens-a? Can anyone tell it to me? So it is 119. So again 19 twos-a. 19 twos-a, 38. So next again 57 will remain. So 19 threes-a. Again 23 ones-a, 23. 7429 is equal to 17 into 19 into 23. These are all prime numbers. I hope you all are observing that. These all are prime numbers. Sorry for stucking in between. These are all prime numbers. I hope you all are able to see, and you can differentiate the difference between prime numbers as well as composite numbers. Okay, now let's come back to the second question. So in this second question, they have told us to find the LCM and HCF. They have told us to find the both what? LCM and HCF of the following pairs of integers. So here the pairs of integers are given. In the last they had given a single integer. Now here the pairs of integer are being given. And we have to verify that our answer is right or wrong. Okay, LCM into HCF. You have to always remember, as I have told you in the introduction part, LCM into HCF is equal to product of two numbers. We can find LCM and HCF of two numbers I have told. So LCM and HCF is product of two numbers. Product in the sense multiplication. So let's solve the first sum. 26 and 91. We shall find out the LCM. 26. 2 ones are 2, 2 threes are 6, 13 ones are 13. So 26 is, for 26 the factors are 13 and 2. Followed by 91. 13 sevens are, can anyone tell it to me? 91. Again 7 ones are 7. So the products factors of 91 are 13 into 7. So HCF. How to find HCF? HCF means highest common factor. Okay, HCF means highest common factor. Now how you will find what is the highest common factor? Means you have to compare in these both. Which is the highest factor over here? 13 is has been repeated twice. So HCF will be 13. LCM means you will take 13 into 7 and another number is 2. So when you multiply, this will be our LCM. The verification means the LCM into HCF is equal to product of two numbers. You have to multiply 182 into HCF. What is HCF value? 13. When you multiply this, you will get 2366. Now the same next sum. I found out the factors of 510 and 92. 2 2s are 4, 2 5s are 10. Again 2 5s are 10. 3 8s are 24, 3 5s are 15. 5 ones are 5, 5 sevens are 35, 17 ones are 17. So the factors of 510 are 2 into 3 into 5 into 17. Followed by 92. 2 4s are 8, 2 6s are 12. 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6. 23 ones are 23. So the factors of 92 are 2 into 2 into 23. Now the highest number which has been repeated is 2. Even here 2, even here 2. So the HCF is 2. LCM means you will take 2. Another 2 in both of them. You have to take 1. 2, again 3. Here followed by 5, 17 and here 23. When you multiply these all, you will get 23,460. Okay. So now you have to find the verification process. For verification, HCF into LCM. So what is our LCM value? 23,460 into our HCF value is 2. When you multiply this, you will get 46,920. Now the third sum. Now you will be finding out the same method, that is 336. 2 1s are 2, 2 6s are 12, 2 8s are 16. Again 2 8s are 16, 2 2s are 2 4s are 8. 2 4s are 8, 2 2s are 4. 3 7s are 21 and 7 1s are 7. Here 2 2s are 4, 2 7s are 14, 3 3s are 9, 3 9s are 27, 3 3s are 9 and last 3 1s are 3. So now for 336 I have got 2 4 times, 3 1 time and 7 1 time, followed by 54 is equal to 2 into 3 raised to 3. Here when we compare, 2 is highest and 3 is also highest. So 2 3s is 6. So HCF is 6. Followed by LCM. LCM means if it is twice, you will take only 1 time and 1 time. So when you multiply 2 4 times, 3 3 times and 7 1 time, you will get 3024. Verification is 6 into 3024. Just you have to simply multiply LCM into HCF. You will get it as 18,144. Now it is the time for solving the third main. The third main I'll just explain you. I want you all to solve the sum by yourself. They have told us to find the LCM and HCF of the following integers. They have given some integers 15, 12 and 51. 15, 12 and 21. So we have to use prime factorization method and solve the LCM and HCF. Same as in the previous sum I had explained you will be solving the factors for it. When the factors you will get, you have to find the highest number which is repeated, that will be your HCF. LCM means you will take it only once and you will multiply. Here see, suppose 3 is twice, so only you will take it once. When you multiply 2 2s are 4, into 3 into 5 into 7, you will get 420. No need of verification. If only in your question the verification is been given, you have to solve it, or else no. So followed by the same sum, you will solve 17, 23 and 29. When you derive it, it is a little bit changed. You can find it here. Only one factor has been derived. So that time what you will do is you will write the 1 also. So the highest factor will be is 1. LCM is 17 into 23 into 29. That sum ups to that the product is 11,339. The same. The reason why I didn't explain you this is I want you to solve by yourself. You'll find the factors of 8, 9 and 25. You get 2 3 times, 3 2 times and 5 2 times. Same as I had told, you will have to write it. You have to write the factor, another factor, that is 1. Here you can ask me a question. In this sum only 17 1 was there. Here you having 2 3 twice and 5 twice. Because we will denote it, right? 2 is to 3. We have to write it into 1 because we are solving the product of it. So here also the LCM will the HCF will be 1. LCM is 2 into 3, 3 into 2 and 5 into 2. When you will multiply these, or you will get 1800. I hope that sum is clear. The next question is, given that HCF of 306 and 657 is this much. HCF value they have given us. Now we have to find out the LCM. LCM value we have to find out. LCM is equal to A into B divided by HCF. So what is the A value? A is 306, B is 657. So what is the derived from HCF? 9. When you multiply this, you will get the value as 2,01,042. So divided by 9. When you divide this, you will get 22,338. So okay, let's come to the fifth question. The fifth question is, check whether 6n can end with digit 0. So they are given us the question, that is 6n. So the ending digit will be 0 for any natural number. Natural numbers means which starts from 1, 2, 3, 4. Natural number n. So the ending digit is 0. You have to check it. So if the ending number ends with digit 0, then the prime factorization of the number must contain the factors 10. So 0 means the prime factorization should contain 10. So when you factorize 10, 2 5s are 10. Factorization as you have solved like this. Same way you have to find for 10. You will get as what? 2 into 5. 2 5s are 10. Prime factorization of 6n. So 6, when you again factorize 6 like this itself, you will get 2 3s are. And as it is, 6n is equal to 2n. We will open the bracket. 2n into 3n. So we have got 6n is equal to 2n into 3n. Since it does not contain the factors of 10, was there any factors of 10? Any 2 into 5 was been derived from there? No. Hence, natural number n cannot end with the digit 0 for any natural number n. If you give any natural number n, if you tell that it should end with 0, you can clearly tell that it will not end with 0, because 0 from the factors, when we take it from the beginning, 10 will be the first ending of 0. So that time 2 5s are 10. 10 will be the factors of 10 are 2 5s are 10. We didn't get any of 2 into 5. We got instead we got 2n into 3n. So we can conclude that hence any natural number n cannot end with the digit 0 for any natural number. Okay, now let's come back to the sixth question, that is, explain why 7 into 11 into 13 plus 13 and 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 1 into 1 plus 5 are composite numbers. So let me recap you all. The composite numbers are the numbers which can be divided at least of the one of the numbers other than 1 and itself. So let us solve the sum. The question given over here is of two parts. So the first question is 7 into 11 into 13 plus 13. Here we have got a common number, that is 13. So let us do a thing that we will keep 13 outside and the remaining 7 into 11. So the another 13 we will write it as plus 1. 13 ones are 13. So 13, 7 11s are 77 plus 1. 71 plus 77 plus 1 is 78. Now, as 13 is a prime factor, so 13 is a prime factor, right? I have told you in the beginning there are some prime factors such as 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23 and lots more. Many more are there. Just I have given you just simple starting numbers of prime factors. So 13 is one among them. Let's factorize 78. So 13 is a prime factor, so we will factorize 78. So 2 3s are 6, 2 9s are 18, 3 1s are 3, 3 3s are 9, 13 1s are 13. So what will be the factors is 13 into 2 into 3. So we will write it out. This 13 as it is, we will write it down. Now what we've got after factorizing is 2 into 3 into 13. So 13 is twice, we will write it as 2 into 3, 13 raised to 2. So hence we can tell it as 7 into 11 into 13 plus 13 is a composite number. Why it is a composite number? Because it has been factorized by it has so many factors. Prime number means I told you it will be divided by only 1, like this. Prime numbers, it will be divided by 17 1s are 17, 1 17s are 17. These are called as prime numbers. Composite numbers means it will be divided, it will be having the factors other than one table. So it will be having different factors. So that is known as a composite number. Hence we proved that the first 7 into 11 into 13 plus 13 is a composite number. Following by the next one, 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 plus into 1 plus 5. So here we can find that 5 is common, so we will let us keep it out. The rest we will write it, and we will write it as plus 1 because 5 1s are 5. So 5 as it is. So when you multiply 7 into 6 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, you will get 1008. 1008. So we will take plus 1 as it is. When you add this 1009, you will get 1009. So what we can tell it as, 5 is a prime number. So 1009, it is what? It is a composite number because 1000. It is a composite number because 1009 cannot be factorized further. It cannot be factorized further. So what it is a composite number. So let's learn the last sum of this exercise. So there is a circular path around a sports field. As you all know that there will be a circular path, means the circular, it will be in a circle shape in the sports field. So Sonia, a girl named Sonia, she take 18 minutes to drive one round of the field. So one round, to go around one round, she will take 18 minutes. Along with her, a boy named Ravi, he takes 12 minutes, whereas Sonia takes 18 minutes, Ravi takes 12 minutes for the same. Means same in the sense to go the round, one full round across the field. So suppose they both start at the same point at the same time. So if they both start at the same point, same point at the same time, both the timings will be same, both the points, the beginning point will be the same and go in the same direction. They both will go in the same direction. So we have to calculate after how many minutes they will meet again. So in the question they had said that after how many minutes they might meet. They'll be asking about the further time. So we will be finding out the LCM. So LCM should be calculated for that. Understood why should we calculate LCM? So here we have derived with 18 and 12. We have two numbers, two integers given from the question. 2 9s are 18, 3 3s are 9, 3 1s are 3. So the factors of 18 are 2 into 3 into 3. 12. 2 6 are 12, 2 3s are 6, 3 1s are 3. So 12 is equal to 2 into 2 into 3. LCM of 12 and 18 are. The LCM means you will multiply the same but repeated ones you will not take. So 2, again 3. In this the common one is 2 and 3. So 2 3s are 6, 6 2s are 12, 12 3s is 36. Therefore, they meet each other at starting point after 13 minutes. They told us to find out after how many minutes would they meet each other. So, they would meet after 36 minutes. I hope you all have been clearly understood with the second exercise. If any doubts, please you can message me in the sense you can message me at my email, or else you can just comment down. I will clear your doubts. So don't forget to solve your exercise sums. As I have explained, you have to write down it in your rough books where you can just solve. And don't forget to solve the examples given at the textbook. This is not only for Karnataka syllabus, it is also for CBSE students. Also, you will be having the same chapter, same sums. It will be useful for you all. Do practice, do share, so that many of them can learn. Thank you. Have a great day ahead.